Your daily escape is brought to you by me, Cassie, with Oddball Escapes. Today, we take a look at Big Ben. And no, to you Pittsburgh fans, we are not talking about the Steelers. So back to this photo. What do you see? Is Big Ben the building? Is it the tower? How about the clock? The building is the Palace of Westminster, which is where the UK's House of Parliament meets. And Big Ben generally refers to the clock in the clock tower, but technically that's not accurate. Take a look at the tower. It was named, well, this is pretty straightforward, the Clock Tower. And its more recent name is the Elizabeth Tower. The clock itself, it's the Great Clock of Westminster. So where's Big Ben? This is the name given to the bell inside of the clock tower, and the bell is huge. It may not look it in this photo, but it is 7.5 feet tall, 9 feet wide, and nearly 9 inches thick. Plus, it weighs 13.5 tons. Chances are you're not going to see this in person. Touring the inside of the tower is limited to only residents of the UK and perhaps to a few who have been given permission by someone in Parliament. Maybe that's why it's common to mistake the outside view of the clock as Big Ben. I mean, for most people, you'll only see it from the outside. Make sure you look just above the clock. Do you see those darker gaps between the pillars? Yeah, the bell is located here in a room just above the clock. Now, behind the clock, there's a different story. With a clock on each side of the tower, there's a lot going on behind these walls. The clock has rarely stopped. Even after the Commons Chamber was bombed during World War II, the clock tower survived, and these gears continue to strike the hours. And would you believe that in order to make this machinery so precise that it comes down to a couple of cents? Literally. They control the speed of the swinging pendulum using coins. They will add a coin to speed up the pendulum or remove a coin to slow down the clock. This process is done 3 days a week in order to control its accuracy. That's crazy that it all comes down to a penny. Over the last several years, you may have seen the tower looking more like this, surrounded by scaffolding. Once they got up there to make some repairs, it turns out the tower sustained more damage in the war than originally thought. And of course, there was the normal wear and tear. I mean, after all, the tower is over 170 years old. But it will soon be fully refurbished to its previous glory. So when you visit London and everyone is snapping pictures of Big Ben, of course, join in with them. After all, this is one of London's most iconic landmarks. But now you will know that you're technically not taking pictures of Big Ben, since it's a bell located inside of this iconic tower.